Yesterday, actually, I just received the DJI Air 3. Yesterday was Thursday, and of course it was released earlier this week on July the 25th, on Tuesday. I did order the Fly More combo with the 2 extra batteries, the charging hub, and the RC2 combo, and as well as the 100-watt charger. So I ordered that and the 2-year Care Refresh. I also ordered the ND filters, which looks like they're going to show up in about a week or so. Let's do an unboxing of this thing, and also wanted to kind of compare it to the size of the drone and the case and that sort of thing, to the Mavic 3 as well as the Air 2S and the Mini 3 Pro. So just to kind of give you an idea of what the size looks like for the batteries and the drone and the case and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, so you can kind of see the inside flap here has got like a little barcode for the DJI Fly app and a video tutorial on the user manual. So you know, you can download the user manual. That's pretty much inside the box. There's nothing else inside the box there. I typically use a hard case for all my drones, but I do enjoy the case that has come with the Air 2 and the Mini 3 Pro and so forth. So this one is kind of a cross between the case that was introduced with the Mavic 3 and of course the Air 2S. So I like the styling of it. It feels pretty rugged. I still will buy a case for it, a hard case, but I think this bag is stout enough and big enough to and not too big, but enough to carry on trips or do whatever. So inside the top zipper here, we got the paperwork, quick start guide, and the quick start guide's not probably a bad thing to read, especially if you're kind of new to the DJI drones. I would encourage anybody that's getting the drone to go ahead and download the PDF version and keep it on your phone or your laptop or iPad or whatever. So, but the quick start guide is pretty good just to get a quick start. A USB to USB cable for the charging hub, I'm sure. Put that guy there, and pack of propellers. And the drone itself. Let's see, here's the RC2 controller. I'll unwrap all that in just a moment here. And of course the battery charging hub and the 2 extra batteries. So what you got there, you can see it's got the little flaps that you can probably adjust. Yeah, they're pretty much Velcro inside there, so you can kind of adjust a little bit, at least the inside of it, and move it around as you need to. This has got like a little, it's just not spring loaded, but let's see, it's just kind of actually it's a magnetic kind of catch there, so feels to be pretty secure. This feels like a pretty nice heavy duty nylon there, and then this has got some kind of rubberized coating to it for weatherproof, that sort of thing. So you got your strap, shoulder strap, that looks pretty comfortable here in the back. Oop, and a handle. I guess you could probably use that as a luggage strap too. Yep. And so you basically got a pocket in the back for pretty thin there, basically just for some documents, that sort of thing. Back around to the front. Yeah, you've got the pocket in the top here, maybe for extra props or the charging cable, and yeah, that's about it. Pretty nice little case. Like I said, I'll probably end up using this case quite a bit. I wanted to get the RC2 controller. I have probably 2 or 3 of the RC1 controllers, and I really enjoy these. I do enjoy my RC Pro as well, but I was really looking forward to this one. you know, probably giving hopefully a little bit better range than the RC, although I really haven't had much of a problem with that controller in terms of range, but I expect this one to be a little bit better. And the antenna are a little bit shorter than the RC Pro. You got your return to home and pause button on the top, your switch to go between semi, normal, and sport mode, and your on-off switch. One nice thing, I'm glad they did away with the bottom little flap there that was on the RC controller, the first RC controller. I was never a big fan of that little flap. In fact, one of my controllers, I ended up just taking that flap off because when I plugged in my DJI wireless microphone, it always interfered, so I just took it off. And they also got rid of the extra USB-C port here over on the side, which I don't know if it was really ever used for much. But anyway, so you got the one USB-C for charging, and then you've got the port there for your micro SD card. 2 screws there for typically for your a lanyard. You've got your C1 and C2 buttons, joystick holders there, and screws for I guess if you have a cover or something, you can use those screws for. And I believe they moved the vent down a little bit. I'll compare these in just a minute, but you got your rocker switches or zoom dials there. Buttons on the top are the same. Yeah, nice controller, and definitely looking forward to, you know, seeing what this guy can do. So this thing's nice. This thing is big, beefy feeling charging case here, and let's see here. Yep, on the side you've got your power button and power LED, and then a USB plug for charging it there. And it looks like on the back here you've got release buttons. So it says press and hold the battery release button to remove the battery. So, yep. So that looks nice. This thing is nice and beefy. I really like that. So this is not the concurrent charger that we was rumored to have, where it would charge all 3 batteries at the same time. Although that was never really a big thing for me, but I could definitely see it as a benefit. But what this one does, if you have one battery that's lower, or you can have the other 2 batteries charge one battery all the way up to full, and I think that's going to be pretty nice. All in all, I think the bigger battery is going to be definitely handy. So, and of course, one of the things I'm looking forward to the new Air 3 is the longer flight time. So this thing is supposed to have, you know, 46-minute total flight time in theory, of course. So in reality, it's probably going to be more like 35 minutes or so. But the flight time of this guy's now is going to be even higher now than the Mavic 3 Pro, and certainly higher than the Air 2S, which was, you know, quite a bit less than that. In reality, it was probably 20 minutes or 22 minutes or something. So these batteries are going to be a welcome sight. And now the drone. So yeah, nice beefy feeling drone. That's one of the things I always enjoyed with the Air 2S, was just that solid feeling of it. It always gave me that confidence that it was a good, strong drone. It just felt good in the hand, and really enjoyed that. So this thing so far has the same type of feelings. The new gimbal cover, I really like this because it covers the front-facing sensors. Yeah, and of course one of the other features that I think that I'm going to really enjoy on this one is the omnidirectional obstacle avoidance. And when I first saw pictures of this guy, you know, on the leaks, I wasn't sure if it was going to actually have the top down or the top obstacle avoidance, because these the sensors look like they're, you know, facing outwards but not really upwards, whereas on the Mavic 3 you've got the ones in the back facing up. But I think they've got these wide angle lenses such that that they're able to see all the way around it. So, and certainly if you look at the spec sheet of the Air 3, it's basically the exact same obstacle clearance as the Mavic 3 and Mavic 3 Pro. That was one of the drawbacks of the Air 2S, is it did not have the side facing obstacle avoidance. Let's see, okay, yeah, pop the 2 side buttons there to pull out the battery, And then on the back, that's going to be your USB-C port and probably, let's see, yeah, your micro SD slot there in the back as well. And you got your downward sensors and your LED light there in the bottom. All right, so here you can kind of see the difference in the size of the Air 3 and the Air 2S. And I hope I don't get those names mixed up, which I probably already have. But so here's the difference in size. Yeah, it's a considerable amount of difference. The Air 3 is has definitely gained some weight and some size. Okay, and just for size comparison, here's the Mavic 3 and the Air 3. The Mavic 3 Pro, sorry, the Mavic 3 Pro and the Air 3. So yeah, the size is definitely a little closer now with the Air 3 to Mavic 3 Pro. You can see a side-by-side shot there. So, and weight-wise, of course, the Mavic 3 Pro is definitely heavier, but not by a whole lot. And there you go. You have the Mavic 3 Pro, the Air 3, and the Mini 3 Pro. One thing I just noticed, actually, these little indentations here on the Air 3, looks like those were designed to let the props fold in to the side of the drone there. So that's kind of nice. Okay, well here you see the difference kind of between the new RC2 controller, the original RC controller, and the RC Pro. And you can tell that the antenna of these two guys, there's a pretty good difference between the two. RC Pro has taller antenna. But really, other than that, in terms of the RC2 and the RC, you can see a little bit of a different thickness there. Some of that may be more antenna technology. I really don't know. You can kind of see a difference in the size there in terms of the thickness. Weight-wise, they really don't feel that much difference. This one's probably a little heavier, the RC2, but it doesn't really feel that much difference. Well, here you can see the RC. And you can see where I used to have a door on it. There used to be a flap there, and I took that off. And then you can see the extra USB port there. And then the new RC2 does not have the little flap door, thankfully, and it does not have that extra USB-C port. Yeah, they did move the vent down, and I do believe this one has a fan. The new one has a fan in it, I believe. So that's probably why it's a little beefier there. And the vent was moved down closer to the bottom. So yeah, all in all, some nice changes to the controller. The only thing is right now, it appears that the RC2 is only compatible with the new Air 3 and not any other drones. And so that's hopefully going to be addressed with a firmware. I believe it probably will be, because it was when the RC Pro came out, it took a little while before the RC Pro was compatible with the Air 2S and the Mini 3 Pro. So hopefully they're going to hopefully DJI will make the new RC2 compatible with you know, all the other drones. Okay, so one of the new changes with the Air 3, of course, is that they moved away from the Air 2S style of charger hub and charging brick. And I'm really glad they did that. I was never really a huge fan of this charging brick and the hub, just because it was just more stuff you had to carry or put in your case. So although it worked fine, it was just a little bit more bulky, and you know, just added stuff you had to carry around. I did order the 100-watt charger, and I've probably got 5 100-watt chargers from Anker and that sort of thing around my office here, but I did want to have the dedicated one just to have it. And definitely not necessary. If you already have another charger, you could certainly use that. But like I said, I wanted to go ahead and get this one and just have this. So in the box, it came with the charging hub, and there's the side of it where you plug in your AC adapter, which is right here. And you got your C1 and C2. I'll have to read in the instruction manual there, but one of those may be for the flight battery and the other one may be for the controller. But in any case, this is what came in the box for the 100-watt charger. Okay, so here's a quick look at the batteries for these different drones. So you have the Mini 3 Pro here, the Air 2S, the new Air 3, and of course the Mavic 3 Pro, which is the same one as the Mavic 3, the Mavic 3 Classic, and now the Mavic 3 Pro. In terms of battery capacity, the Air 3 is now 4,241 milliamp, whereas the Air 2S a 3,750 milliamp. Quite a bit more capacity in the new Air 3. The Mavic 3 battery is 5,000 milliamp, just for comparison. The Mini 3 Pro actually and the Mini 3 use the same battery, but they actually have two different batteries. They have the regular flight battery, which is 2,453 milliamps, and the plus size, which this one is actually the plus size. This one is 3,850. And of course, the new style of the Air 3 kind of matches the style of the Mavic 3 battery, where you have the two push tabs there on the side, and then you've got the button to check the charge. Of course, I haven't even activated this battery yet for the Air 3, so it's not even going to show up yet. But yeah, but very, very similar batteries though, just in terms of the size. And actually, yeah, the size is not that much difference, but just in terms of the way they look and the general design of it. So last but not least, I just wanted to take a look at the bag that came with the drone. Of course, this is for the Air 3 and this is for the Air 2S. Pretty substantial difference in size, although it's not that big of a bag really. So it's still definitely doable to carry with on a day trip or wherever you're going. But you can see kind of the difference in size there. And the bag does have that added handle, which I don't believe this one does. Actually, this one's got a side handle. The Air 2S has a side handle, and I don't believe this one does. So yeah. And of course, you know, it's just bigger to carry the bigger drone and bigger batteries and so forth. So that's what you're looking at there. And again, just for comparison, this is the Mini 3 Pro bag, which is basically the same design as the Air 2S bag, but just slightly smaller. At first I thought they were the same size, but they are definitely a little bit different in size. The Air 2S is just a little bit bigger. And one last comparison, this is the original bag that came with the original Mavic 3, not the Classic. It may have been the Classic, I'm not sure. I don't own the Classic, but I own the Mavic 3. And now on the Mavic 3 Pro, and I did not get the bag with the Mavic 3 Pro, but this is, like I said, this is the original case with the Mavic 3 and the Air 2 and the Air 3. I'm so used to saying Air 2S. Anyway, yeah, pretty big difference in size. This bag is a lot heavier. This bag is pretty lightweight, yet really stout feeling, really strong. So, and of course the Air 3 bag does not have the added backpack and all that kind of stuff that's inside this that I never was really a big fan of. So, so yeah, there's a difference between these two bags here. So overall, pretty nice bag here with the Air 3. Well, there you go. There was, you know, kind of a quick unboxing and comparison of the Air 3 and some of the components, some of the new things on the Air 3, what it looks like compared to some of the other recent DJI drones, the Mavic 3 and the Mini 3 Pro, and certainly the Air 2S. I definitely think it's a worthwhile upgrade if you're coming from, you know, maybe a Mini 3 or even an older drone and you want to step up into something that's a little more substantial. Or even from the Air 2S to this, I think it's definitely a worthwhile upgrade. After having said that, though, if you decide to stick with the Air 2S or maybe even buy the Air 2S for the first time, I certainly wouldn't criticize anybody for doing that. And it's still a great drone, and it's probably going to be for a while. So if you decide to go with the Air 2S, that's you know, a little bit less cost and so forth, then definitely nothing wrong with that. So I hope this video was helpful, and if it was, give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing. and we'll see you in a future video. Thanks for tuning in.